He is facing both state and federal murder charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Now there's word that the feds are discussing a plea agreement. ABC's Matt Rivers was in the courtroom yesterday for Mangione's appearance.
ABC News is now reporting that both sides, the defense and the prosecution, is going to discuss a potential plea deal in the federal case on Friday. We know that both sides have discussed a potential plea deal going back a few months ago. It was actually in June. We're not sure how close they got in the federal case to getting to an actual plea agreement, but we know this has been discussed before.
The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to former Disney CEO Bob Iger and businessman Josh Kushner for a record $12 billion. The two saying in a statement, as lifelong NBA fans, we are deeply honored for the opportunity. The World Health Organization just now saying that the current Ebola outbreak is on track to be the deadliest one in history. This is ABC News. It's almost time for students to return to school if they haven't already. In addition to buying clothes, backpacks, and notebooks, ABC's Jim Ryan says you might want to keep an eye on the emotional well-being of your children as well.
Mental health specialists say it's important for parents to read their kids' emotions, but not necessarily to give in to them.
It's so tempting as a parent to say, oh, okay, we'll take a mental health day today and be able to go tomorrow.
Pediatrician Dr. Molly O'Shea says that seems like a reasonable way to deal with a return to school.
When actually that reinforces the anxiety, it makes it even harder to go the next day.
Crucial to a successful start to the academic year, cycling your kids' bedtime back from a summer break schedule to the earlier wake-up time. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
According to Bloomberg, U.S. employers are bracing for the biggest price hike on employee health plans in 15 years. And as the price is just too much for many, a growing number of people are opting out of group insurance altogether. Obamacare premiums up about 20% as well. This is ABC News.
The Seattle City Council just made one of the biggest changes in years. More on that, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Over in the Marysville area, right around 88th, the right lane is blocked for scheduled maintenance. It's going to happen from 8:30 to 3:30, possibly through the rest of the week. Other drive times right now, it's about an hour and 15 minutes from Everett to Seattle. If you're traveling from Everett to Bellevue, it'll take you at least an hour and 20. Federal Way to Seattle is under 50 minutes right now. The Valley Freeway is looking good. It's about 40 minutes, and the lake bridges are in good shape. This traffic report is brought to you by Harperstone Credit Union. Open a money market special online with 3.75 annual percentage yield with full access to your money the entire time at harperstone.com/money market, insured by NCUA.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Seattle City Council just overhauled rental regulations. They're banning what they call junk fees. It's a signature campaign promise from Mayor Katie Wilson. So imagine moving into a new apartment. You sign a lease and see the rent, but then you get hit with a wave of fees. Pet rent, common area fee, office fee, a fee just to pay rent, appliance fees like your washer and dryer.
No tenant should be forced to pay these unfair, expensive, and often deceptive fees.
Some people like Councilmember Bob Kettle say all these rules just force rent up for everyone. The measure passed unanimously without that provision for pet rent. Starting next year, those fees will be banned. The controversy over the Bite of Seattle shooting is boiling over at City Hall. Como uncovered an internal email from a police spokesperson that accuses the city of spreading a false narrative. Detective Brian Pritchard says officials delayed a press conference to wait for dignitaries to arrive. Mayor Katie Wilson strongly denies anyone was asked to hold off on releasing information. However, in that email, Pritchard says the mayor's version of events is simply not accurate. Now, at that hearing, Councilmember Rob Saka asked a question that many are wondering.
Is there a killer on the loose? Yes or no?
Speaking with my detectives this morning, we're combing through some warrants and looking at some things. We still have to comb through some video surveillance that was there. I can't say yes or no.
Interim Chief Andre Sales added that investigators are making progress. The July 26 shooting at Seattle Center killed 3 people and injured 4 others. New details are emerging about 19-year-old Junior C. Nico Simo. He's one of the 3 people killed in the Seattle Center shooting. Court records obtained by the Seattle Times show Nico Simo was charged as a juvenile back in 2024 with unlawful gun possession after police say he was found with a stolen Glock and a bump stock. The case was later dismissed as part of a sealed plea agreement. Police have said Nico Simo is believed to have been the associate of the 15-year-old boy arrested in connection with the shooting. Seattle City Hall is going to the cats tomorrow. The Seattle Animal Shelter is hosting its annual Kitty Hall adoption event from 11:30 to 1:30 in the Bertha Nightlands room. Visitors can meet adorable cats and kittens, learn about pet licensing and fostering. Cats adopted at the event can go home with their new families the same day. Now to your KIRO News Radio forecast. Sunshine is on the way again today. Temperatures comfortable in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
I'm just going to tell y'all right now, today's show is already on paper, designed and set up to be my most favorite show in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Y'all want to know why?
On paper.
On paper.
Well, we
or
have
by design.
3 guests.
That's why.
Oh.
That's why.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm starting to like Gee and Ursula when we get to talk to the people. Because I think that, respectfully, you notice I use that word a lot. Respectfully, when you and I interview folks, I think that we are the most fair in this city. I think that when we don't have an agenda, it is what it is.
And we don't like to crow about ourselves either.
I do.
Okay, well, let's tell everybody who we've got. Okay, so we are going to have Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle. He's going to join us live in studio.
Full transparency, I like Bob Kettle.
Yeah.
I've never met the man. I'm excited to meet him today.
Well, it's going to be the first time that he joins us on the show.
Okay.
And he is also public safety director. He's been very, very, very critical of the mayor.
Yes, he has.
Mm-hmm. He's also been very pointed about some of the things that he doesn't have a whole lot of faith in what we're currently doing. So we're going to talk to him.
Okay.
Because I think he's someone who doesn't mince words, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Who else?
We're also going to be talking to someone who has been directly affected by the Spokane wildfires.
Yes.
And as you said, our attention has already gone elsewhere, and yet there's so many people suffering right now. So we're going to hear from someone who is dealing with this firsthand. And then also, do you know right now we have a critical blood shortage?
They called it cold red.
Yes. And it's rare that they do that. So we're going to talk to someone who is going to explain, first of all, what the situation is right now in the state of Washington and how you can help.
We got 4 guests because in about 3-4 minutes, Jillian Raftery is going to be coming in. So that's 4.
Yeah. But as always, we rely on all of you to help make our show. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
This continues to be the focus of our attention right now. Nearly 3 weeks after 3 people were killed at the Bite of Seattle, City Hall still cannot answer one of the most basic questions. Why was the public left in the dark for 5 hours? And that frustration boiled over at a contentious city council hearing yesterday as council members pressed interim police chief Andre Sales and the mayor's public safety director Allison Holcomb over who knew what, when, and whether the mayor's office slowed down the release of information. This meeting, and we were trying to give it to y'all in real time yesterday because it happened during our show, but we have found out and we have heard some audio that we didn't get a chance to hear during the show. We wanted to make sure you heard it. Among those things that were said came from Councilmember Deborah Juarez, who was especially angry, and she says this does not require months of investigation to answer.
I don't think we need an investigation. I think you could tell us right now why there was a 5-hour delay. And I think the mayor should have said it on July 26th and every other press conference afterwards, because we're hearing conflicting stories that the press conference was upheld, was told to stand down until dignitaries arrived, that some of the people in the mayor's office didn't know the difference between a mass hysteria. We need a press conference now to calm people down, that they can shelter in place, or that they're safe or they're not safe, or there's a shooter out there. And then later on, you do the fancy political press conference and wait for dignitaries to arrive. That's why the governor and Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal sent out a press release saying, we didn't delay the press conference. So I would like to know from you, why is there a 5-hour delay, and why can't this mayor and this mayor's office, and particularly not having Mr. Pritchard here, we had these conversations last week, why can't we know that now?
Councilmember, respectfully, you're asking why there was a 5-hour delay in a press conference. What we want to know is, why didn't the public receive more information sooner? A press conference that was held on site after the completion of a SWAT search of IMAX is only one way that the public could have received information. There were lots of other ways that the public could have received information. We want to know all of them, because what we care about is making sure that this doesn't happen again, and that the public gets accurate information that is releasable without compromising the investigation in a timely fashion. That's a very different question about, why didn't a press conference happen on site at a certain time? What were the reasons for that? Which, frankly, because you and I both know what's happening here, is a political question. We're concerned about public safety right now, and that's what we're focused on.
Well, I disagree. I don't think it's a political question. I think it's a factual question.
You see that? Y'all see that? Y'all know what I'm going to say, right? Y'all know what happens when folks pee on your leg and tell you it's rain. I like how Allison tried to divert that. You see how she said, well, wait a minute, there's other avenues. Allison, we ain't talking about the others. We talking about this. Was there a delay? You know what? I tell you what I'll do. Instead of giving opinion, I want to go back to July 31st, when the mayor was asked directly about the delay. Now, if y'all listen, check this out.
I learned at 9:40 p.m., 5 minutes before 9:45, that a press conference was being planned at Seattle Center. At that time, if I had known that next to no information, apart from my own office's blog post, had been shared with the public since the time of the incident at 6 p.m., I would have immediately said, yes, tell the press everything you know.
I'm talking about 7:45 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, in that, absolutely no direction from my office not to share information.
You had no communication from your office to anybody at SP at that time.
We had communication, but we were not directing anyone to not share information.
Now, you notice the question was asked, she said, Hannah Kemp, she says, specifically, I mean 7:45 to 8 p.m. Are you saying that you did not know, your office didn't direct anyone? She says, we talked to him, but we did not. We did not do any delay or direction there. You see, in the movie Menace to Society, there was a scene where the guy gets locked up and the guy says, you know you done messed up, right? You messed up on that answer right there. And here we are today, and we're trying to do all these smoke and mirrors. And at the end of the day, what bothers me and the people of Seattle, people ain't dumb. People are spending more time protecting political reputations than talking about the people that were killed. There were 3 people killed, remember? There's still potentially a shooter out there on the loose, remember? This shooter and whoever allegedly it is potentially out in the public. But we talking about damn reputations. We can't even get straight answers. Oh, you know, if I had known, you're the mayor of Seattle. You mean to tell me at 9:40 you didn't know what type of communication was happening?
Exactly. And one of the people who was doing a lot of communicating the night of the shooting was Brian Pritchard, a detective who we're going to talk about him in the 10 o'clock hour, because there is a newly revealed email that sheds some light on this whole situation. And he was the one. He was the one. He was the one who said to the media at the scene that we were waiting for dignitaries. Now he's being made to look like a liar.
Right.
Someone's lying.
But then, Credit Como.
Yes.
They had the email that Brian Pritchard sent to them saying.
And now I've seen the email. So
we've seen the emails.
Yes.
I'm not feeling comfortable about how this is going.
Yes.
And actually says in the email he's going to take a break.
Yes.
But Brian Pritchard wasn't at the public hearing deal yesterday. So out of all the people, the person that had information directly could have answered that, like Deborah Warren said.
Yes.
We can end all this.
It's all becoming political. And what's happening is now the police chief has been forced to resign and costing over $700,000. And now you've got a situation where who the heck is going to want to lead this department with a mayor who can't seem to even get her story straight. It is a mess. It is a mess. So I'm looking forward to our conversation with the council member.
Before we move on, sometimes hopefully there's people in that office that listen to the show. Probably not. But if they do, I would say this. I think the people of Seattle and people in general, it's not the mistake that bothers anyone. We all make mistakes. It's the looking at people doing press conferences, having Allison go out there and continue with this and keep refusing to tell the people what happened. Just admit the mistake and move on. But no, we want to protect political reputations. We want to have fall guys, scapegoats, to do all of this, windows that you see. And I want to ask Bob Kettle, because Bob Kettle said he looks into a window that they don't even know about. So I want to talk about that.
Yeah. No. So we got a lot for our conversation with the council member. But let's move on because Seattle's also cracking down on all those extra fees that can turn advertised rent into something much more expensive. And Jillian Raftery is here now. Tell us, because the city council did vote to ban certain types of fees.
Yeah, and these are fees that run the gamut. A lot of, especially with the consolidation of apartment buildings, corporate, national, all that stuff, people have seen these fees popping up, like common area usage fees, appliance rental fees, like your washer, dryer, stuff like that, gym fees, a fee just to pay your rent, a utility usage and payment fee. So they're just getting hit with kind of any time you swipe your card, a fee. The renters packed this meeting saying this has been an escalating issue for some time.
And I'm a renter living in South Lake Union. I urged the council to ban rental junk fees.
Seattle renters are paying a fee to pay rent, fees to cover utilities in management offices, fees to submit maintenance requests.
This piece of legislation will provide much needed relief to renters like myself.
I've been renting in Seattle for 7 years, and in that time, I've paid thousands of dollars in rental fees, with most of that coming from pet rent for my cat.
So some think tanks say these fees could jack up rent 10 to 30%. That's the number the city council quoted before that vote.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And it's something that actually, credit where credit's due, the mayor was among those pushing for this.
This is her signature piece of legislation, and it's something that's been in the works for a long time. The attorney general has taken on, even the governor, when he was attorney general, has taken on this in different spheres, but no one has really taken on rent. And so the legislation, what it does is it takes it from these specific fees are banned to kind of a situation where only some fees are permitted in the city of Seattle. It's a huge overhaul. Angie is a small Seattle landlord who said many property owners have been saying this for years. More rules means higher rent.
We are opposed to the bloated and flawed rental fee legislation.
So there's a lot of specific fees that are banned. Common area use fees among them, appliance usage or rental, fees for actually performing work related to keeping the rental, so like a monthly admin or office fee. They also specifically say what fees are permitted, like if you have a new key printed or if you have to be locked out. But then fees that are opt-in are also permitted, but they have to be optional. So like if it's like an extra something, like an extra spa facility or something like that. But it's going to be a big change.
Jillian, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, though, Gee, for our discussion, because the landlord groups are saying this could backfire, especially on the whole pet owners fee, because they're saying, well, then we'll just be having to raise our rents for everybody or stop allowing pets. I mean, those are some of the options. And so let's say, I guess until now, a landlord could charge tenants, let's say $50 a month But under this ordinance, that monthly pet charge goes away. So the landlord would either have to eat that expense, increase base rents, or rely on a pet damage deposit, or simply decide there's no more pets. So is it fair to charge the person with the dog an extra $25 a month, or raise everybody else's rent?
First of all,
because some tenants have dogs.
Yeah, this is a new thing, the whole monthly expense for the animal. You guys know back in the day, hey, you got a dog, you got a cat, hey, it's going to be an extra $250 or $500 or $1,000, whatever the case, on your deposit. This whole paying a monthly deal, I'm sorry. I ain't backing down on this. I see it. I looked this up today just to see what's going on. There's places out in Bellevue right now where there's an extra $250 a month for an animal. I'm sorry. We're not doing that. What you got next, Ursula?
Okay, hey,
Renton? Cameras.
Well, you want to talk about the cameras in Renton, or do you want to talk about Cal Raleigh?
Cameras.
Okay, well, let's do that. Because
Cal Raleigh ain't been good on camera.
Renton is still trying to decide what to do with its license plate reading cameras. Yeah. And now the city may literally put garbage bags over them. This is a story that we saw on Como 4. They're reporting that the cameras have been shut off since May, while the city council debates privacy concerns and whether to renew its contract with Flock Safety. Councilmember Kim Canvan does not want the contract renewed.
I move that the council direct the city administration to not renew the Flock contract.
And concerns grew after UW researchers found that federal Border Patrol agents had accessed Renton license plate data without the city's authorization. But supporters say these cameras help police find stolen cars, suspects, and missing people. So the council is going to vote next week on whether to continue this Flock contract.
Turn the damn cameras on. Why do we keep playing political games with public safety? Yes, I understand the discussion about privacy and the safeguards, but we're just trying to ban technology altogether. And I have another angle, Ursula, that I have not brought up in this show, and the reason why I really wanted to talk about cameras today, and I'm going to talk about another angle, and that angle is simple. Do you know how many black men across America, before technology was a thing, that would have loved cameras to make sure they weren't falsely accused?
Good point.
You see what I'm saying? You know the Central Park 5? You know that whole deal? If there were cameras there, they wouldn't have been falsely accused. There are some people, right, that when they leave out every day, they welcome cameras. Because some folks, right, have been accused. Some folks have been identified, or they fit the description. And so that person went to prison for 25 plus years. Only, oopsie, they get exonerated because come to find out that fit the description wasn't that person. So while we are sitting here, and again, I want to repeat, it's the same people that are afraid of crime, that are like, no, turn the cameras off. And the people that are in political positions, you are deciding to turn the cameras off because you're trying to see what will get you voted in office. Ain't nobody voting for me. I'm a radio host, and I'm going to tell you right now, turn the dang on cameras on and stop listening to this, the privacy concerns. There are people out here, and I'm saying this because my people right here, we want cameras. We want safety.
Now, we have to also point out that Washington adopted the Driver Privacy Act this spring, and there are other cities that have also decided to walk away from Flock cameras entirely. I'm just wondering, like you said, isn't there a way that you can still address privacy concerns but still have those cameras available?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. You can be concerned with government abusing this type of technology. This is why you do audits, right? Let's find out, continue to put that pressure on it. But this whole getting rid of cameras, by the way, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm 50 years old. I want the police to solve crimes. You understand what I'm saying? What are we doing?
Yeah.
The thing is, Ursula, most people do.
Give them the tools they need.
If we had 10 people that listened to our show and they were standing right here, 8 out of 10 would say, turn the cameras on. And the other 2 would.
Do you agree with us? Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
And then y'all want to text in, oh, did you see the flock cameras and how they falsely identified? Let me tell you something. Don't talk to me. Talk to me if you ever had somebody in your family falsely accused and gone to prison because of what someone said. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, we got to talk about e-scooters because unfortunately there was a 37-year-old that was killed, and right now Harborview, they see a surge in injuries. Next, Gee and Ursula.
Charlie Harger.
I want to be a watchdog.
From Seattle's Morning News.
Somebody who is not accepting from the government at face value what they're telling you. I might not even be necessarily against a politician, but if I see an issue or a policy that I think are worthy of a conversation, I'm going to bring it up.
Hear Charlie's 7:35 commentary every morning on Seattle's Morning News.
You can watch all of Charlie's commentaries anytime on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
For years, I've been telling you how much we care for our hens and the land here at Wilcox Farms. But don't just take my word for it. Our family's commitment is backed by trusted third-party certifications. Hartley Wilcox here. Wilcox eggs are USDA organic, meaning no synthetic pesticides or GMOs. We're certified humane, ensuring our hens live with dignity and space to roam. We're salmon safe, protecting Northwest waterways, and recognized for sustainable farming practices. These aren't just labels. They're proof that every one of our eggs comes from a farm that values animal welfare, environmental stewardship, and your family's health. So next time you're at the store, look for Wilcox Family Farms eggs. They're not only delicious, they're certifiably humane and organic, raised with care you can trust. Learn more at wilcoxfamilyfarms.com because doing the right thing isn't just our promise, it's our principle. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A moderate Democrat has edged out a more progressive candidate to run for governor of Wisconsin. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley beat State Representative Francesca Hong. During his acceptance speech, Crowley criticized the policy supported by Trump-backed Tom Tiffany.
He spends his time fueling culture wars because sowing division is much easier than delivering results. Wisconsin, we deserve better than politicians who divide us for their own political gain.
Crowley will go up against Tiffany in November. Here in Washington, Seattle City Council is pitching in $300,000 to help ease what some are calling a trans refugee crisis. Quite a few people objected during public comment yesterday, questioning why a small group of people is getting this funding.
Just don't fully understand the term refugee, and I think it's disparaging to true refugees from other countries that need support, need funding. I don't know why Seattle taxpayers are, footing the bill for people to move within the same country.
It's important to note this is a one-time funding. The Human Services Department will give it to nonprofits, which will in turn fund basic living costs. People forced from their homes from the Spokane complex fires are getting the all clear to return. Officials lifted the last remaining evacuation levels yesterday afternoon. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports.
Spokane Mayor Lisa Jo Brown says it takes more than a village to help this many victims.
As soon as the fires began, the recovery begins, and it's a complicated multi-agency process. But you can see everyone pulling together to try to navigate this as effectively as we can.
And fire officials tell us there's still more than 1,500 firefighters on the ground monitoring hotspots and driving around looking for people who just simply need help.
The Great Tacoma Cat Rescue is finally complete. Tacoma police say the last cat has been removed from an abandoned boat near Owen Beach, bringing the total number rescued to 60. Officers, animal control, and marine crews spent several days searching the vessel, where some frightened cats were hidden deep inside. All of the cats now are being cared for by the Humane Society of Tacoma and Pierce County. And now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. It's about an hour and 10 from Everett to Seattle, an hour and 20 from Everett to Bellevue. It's still under 50 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, the Valley Freeway, still holding steady at about 40 minutes. Lake Bridges, so far, so good. This traffic report is brought to you by Global Credit Union. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. For your forecast, low clouds, then some sunshine today with slightly cooler weather. Thunderstorms, though, could pop up in the mountains and east of the Cascades. We'll see some more smoke and haze tomorrow. Today, highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Just a reminder, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476. And hey, coming up at 9:47, we're going to have a little fun because I don't know if you heard, but there are some orcas spotted at the Ballard Locks. And instead of turning this into a whale segment at 9:47, we wanted to ask all of you listening right now, and Gee, I want to hear from you too. What are some of your favorite spots in Western Washington? Because Paul was saying Ballard Locks, and that is one of my favorite spots. But what are some other favorite little local spots?
My answer, I think, is going to shock people.
Oh.
Yeah, my answer is going to shock people.
Okay, well, since we have a little bit of summer left, we want to hear from you. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. If Gee and I were to go on a little expedition, where should we go? What is someplace that we should discover here in the summertime? But let's talk about e-bike and e-scooter injuries because they are on the rise. And in fact, Harborview Medical Center is seeing so many that they're calling this an epidemic. And KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman has more.
Dr. Sam Arbabi, the chief of trauma at Harborview Medical Center, says the trauma goes beyond the patients.
Battle-scarred ICU nurses here that are some of the best in the world and have seen a lot. They come and they cry so much when they see this.
Harborview's data backing up Dr. Arbabi's concerns. In 2020, Harborview treated 29 patients injured from e-bike or scooter crashes and no deaths. But last year, they treated 252 patients and 6 people died from their injuries.
And just earlier this week, a 37-year-old man who was riding an electric scooter was killed after being hit by a minivan driven by a 16-year-old. There was also a man in his 20s riding a scooter that collided with a vehicle, and he was injured. I mean, there's just every day it seems like you're hearing another accident that involved serious injuries, if not death.
Yeah. When I was reading this, and I mean, like you said, 10.5 million shared bike and scooter trips just last year on these roads. And so I figured, Ursula, we should change the conversation a little bit. And I think that people that get paid a lot more money than me, and in fairness, I want to say respectfully, when these roads were designed years ago, the infrastructure, the way things are set up, what wasn't in mind, all the buses, e-bikes, scooters, Amazon delivery drivers, DoorDash, all of the people out all at the same time. So I think the conversation needs to be a little bit more than, hey, you should wear a helmet. I see Paul wear a helmet every day. So if we can get past that, so what's the next conversation? Well, the next conversation is there needs to be some redesigns of our roads. And I know we don't want that. I get it. But at the same time, remember, when these roads were designed, e-bikes, scooters, all the buses, all the delivery drivers, technology, cell phones, people on their phones, that was not in mind when they were building our roads. So in the future, they're going to have to start to do that as 10.5 million e-bikes and scooter rides shared just last year. So this might continue to happen, Ursula.
Yeah, well, I think it is going to continue to happen because more and more people are getting those e-bikes. My oldest son told us that, this year, if you're going to get me anything, just contribute toward an e-bike. And my first instinct was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be the person that makes it, like is encouraging you. He's 30 years old. I literally have no control over what decision he makes, but I'm hoping he revisits that whole idea. Yeah. And I guess, I would love to hear from Paul, who is someone who rides it every day. What are you encountering every day on the roads?
Honestly, a lot more people than I thought. It is a very active time for bikers right now. But some people still do like to fly. The scooters especially. The scooters and the private scooters especially, because the Lime and they have those limits on how fast you can go. They prevent you from going under. So does my bike. Has something I could change it if I wanted to. But I do see a lot of people, and luckily I see a lot of
people on the bikes.
Yes, people on bikes.
Just kind of being careless.
No, not. I think most people, because I mostly am on the very labeled bike path when I'm going around the lake. It's clearly away from the road. We are not. We're separated. There's some. You never know with some of the parking lot and the constructions, but there's definitely some careless and close turns. So please wear your helmet, because I've been now riding into work for about a year. I have probably gotten close to 8 to 10 accidents.
Oh my word!
So.
Not with cars, but like there was wildlife, other bikers, a variety of things.
So I want to share with you something that just happened last week. Ursula, every morning before I come to work, I go work out.
Yeah.
And so when I leave, I was leaving and I go to 2nd Avenue, I make the left, and as I get ready, I go to 2nd Avenue University, I make another left to get ready to go towards I-5. It goes past the Fairmont Hotel. Well, when I got there, I got to the stoplight. I'm at the stoplight of 2nd Avenue University, getting ready to make a left. And I saw a green light, right? I saw a green light, and I was getting ready to turn left. And as I was getting ready, and there's a bike lane that's right there. As I was getting ready to turn left, at the very last minute, I saw this bike.
Yep.
At the very last minute. Would it have been my fault? Yes, it was my fault, because I had a red arrow. Oh, and I go this route all the time. So here's my point. A first-timer would see something like that. So it is designed, that bike lane is right there. The bike lane they were doing what they were supposed to do. They were in the right.
Yeah, that's just tricky.
Was in the wrong. And I was going to make that left. And at the very last minute, I said, oh, and stopped.
Yeah, and generally the car is going to win on that one.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah. Okay, Ursula, we still got a lot of guests coming on the show today.
Yes.
11 o'clock, Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle will be in studio. Coming up at 10 o'clock, right now, Bloodworks Northwest faces severe blood shortage. We're going to have someone from there on the Gee and Ursula Show at 10 o'clock. Up next, wait a minute. Orcas spotted at the Ballard Locks. Wow. What are some of your favorite small spots in and around Seattle that you would like to share? We'll discuss that next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
Data centers, good, bad. Cleellum deciding they're going to put a moratorium on it, and they'll set them up somewhere else. Yes, it's only 70 jobs, but if you could tax the hell out of the place, kick out some money, believe me, a little town of Cleellum, my little town, could certainly use it. Sometimes people just don't want it in their own backyard. They're driven by their own selfishness.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
At Subaru of Puyallup, customers say it's the little things that make a big difference. A team that listens, straightforward pricing, seamless service scheduling, having the exact car, and a stress-free experience. And now, through August 31st, take advantage of incredible financing on select new models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. For all the little things, choose Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family. Visit SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Before we get into beautiful places, Ursula wanted me to say something because I said earlier about the cameras.
We were talking about flock cameras, and we're talking about Renton actually putting garbage bags over theirs right now until they take a vote.
Right.
And you said, I think if you had 10 people in this studio right now, 8 of them would say, turn the cameras on.
Right.
And so we asked our listeners to weigh in on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. You were correct.
Yeah.
Vast majority. are saying turn the cameras on.
And then, of course, I can't make everybody happy. 253 text in and says, who made G the representative of all African Americans in this country? Like usual, using the poor people's problems to fill his pockets. Buy another Mercedes, man. That'll heal your mind.
Ooh.
By the way, I've never had a Mercedes. Oh, bless your heart. Okay, let's have some fun.
Yes.
And by the way, this segment I didn't want to do, Ursula, because it's embarrassing for me. So it was a great day at the Ballard Locks on Monday as multiple orcas were spotted in the water, giving bystanders an absolute show on what was a picture-perfect Washington summer day. What do you call those perfect days again?
Chamber of Commerce days.
Yeah. Have you ever walked the Ballard Locks? Our producer, Paul, says is one of his favorite small spots to take people who are visiting, as the salmon ladder, the boat passage, and all the wildlife in the area make for a nice walk to show people the Ballard neighborhood. Explain.
I've taken it. My wife showed me this for the first time. It's just one of those cool things. Obviously, you have the cool just engineering of how the boats go up and down, so you have that. But it's just kind of takes a little screenshot of everything we love in Washington and puts it right in a great neighborhood. You got all the wildlife. I mean, orcas were literally swimming in the water with the salmon and the sea lions and all this stuff that's going on. Well, it's a bright blue sunny sky
on a beautiful sunny
day. All the boats are there. You're right on the water, and so you walk through the locks, and then you get to go. And there's often free concerts going on there in the locks as well in the big park. And then you go through, and you're right in Ballard where you can go. One of my favorite watering holes, Sloop's Tavern, is right over there. Right as soon as you get out of the park there. So
wait, at least he's a shout out.
Shout out.
Well,
Ursula, you got to take the wheel on this, because I don't got no cool places.
No. But to Paul's point,
yeah,
because we used to, when I first moved here too, Ballard Locks was a must do.
I've never been,
and I highly encourage you. And for people who don't know what it is, I mean, it basically connects freshwater of Lake Union and Lake Washington to the saltwater of Puget Sound. So that's the whole, bringing the boats up, down, etc., which is an engineering marvel, first of all.
Right.
But then Paul is correct. You go into Ballard. I used to live in Ballard. I lived in Ballard for 10 years. Mm-hmm. After I moved, suddenly Ballard became super hip. It has a great downtown, has great food options, etc. So I think that's a fantastic thing to do.
Right.
The other thing is visiting farmers markets in just about any neighborhood right now. Those are fantastic. Mm-hmm. Checking out Lake Union. So on Sunday, I was on Lake Union again. So we went through Lake Washington, Lake Union, and there are so many people doing so many cool things. Gasworks Park.
That's where I was all day.
Yes.
And my view was crazy.
Okay, the view is amazing.
Yep.
But you can rent, if you want to rent a hot tub, if you want to rent a boat, if you want to rent a canoe, if you want to rent, there's so many things that you can do. You will be reminded of, and I'm not trying to be a Chamber of Commerce spokesperson, but we live in an incredible part of the country.
Then why, when you took that picture the other day, you showed all that trash in the background?
Because I was joking and I said Seattle's dying when we had the most spectacular view behind me, and there was a pile of trash from Seafair. Like, come on, people, pick up your trash.
I thought I was getting a text from Jonathan Cho.
No, and I'm going to hold myself from saying anything more.
Okay.
But Tacoma, Point Defiance, walk around UW campus in Tacoma. You've got so many beautiful places. Antique Row in Tacoma.
Yeah. I'm going back out to Tacoma, to Gig Harbor on Friday. Hey, everybody, Gig Harbor people, what's the name of the one tavern out there? I've been to, me and my wife been there before, and I know when I say tavern, it is nice. It's a real nice tavern right there on the water. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm gonna go watch Odyssey out there on Friday with me and my homeboy Corn. We going together. Two grown men.
There you go.
Together. But
have you been to any of the McMenamins in this region? Okay, Chief, you tell me no. I'm going to tell you, you're missing out.
McMenamins.
Okay. Are you really struggling to find cool spots? So many places in Kitsap County.
I'm into it now. I didn't used to be. So I'm just trying. So that's why I love all of you all texting. Thank you, Paul, for telling me. I've never been to the I've ridden
Two people
through.
said back to back the Tides.
The Tides, yeah. That's it. The Tides. Hey, I'm telling you, that place is nice. Shout out to Gig Harbor. I know y'all the best kept secret in the world. I'm coming to check out y'all IMAX on Friday. Me and my guy Cord.
I love it.
Well, we got a lot of Gig Harbor
Oh my
listeners.
gosh! Do you know how many people are texting in Tides?
Liz, what's up?
Okay, well, and by the way, Gig Harbor is a gorgeous
it's a
spot.
gym. They don't want you talking about it.
I
though.
know. Sorry. Okay, text in though. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line.
Yeah.
I want to know. We've got a couple of weekends left before the summer's over.
Yeah.
Where are some spots I should check out? Maybe having a do meetup.
Yep.
Yeah, let us know.
By the way, we must got a lot of Gig Harbor listeners because, boy, has it lit up. Tides out there. Tides Tavern. All right, Nick, before we go, is there any spots? By the way, welcome back, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there any spots for you, man?
You mentioned one of them, Gasworks Parks. It's one of the top parks I like to go in downtown. But also, if you go down in South Seattle, I like Seward Park. That's a nice spot if you want to go for a walk around the water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Swimming at the lake, too.
Yep. Good call.
Golden
Good call.
Gardens.
I went to Matthews Beach for some paddle boarding last weekend.
Matthews
Great
Beach?
little spot.
Okay.
Woodinville for wine tasting.
Hey, these are Gen Z free spots. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee Ursula Show, right now, Bloodworks Northwest, they face a severe blood shortage. They even called Code Red. One of the representatives joins the show to explain next, Gee Ursula.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
Summer is for sunshine.
It's a beautiful day out for baseball here at T-Mobile Park.
Summer is for moonshots.
He just absolutely obliterates this! Multi-homer game, Cole Young!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Emerson is racing over, slides up! He makes the catch! Incredible!
So listen for the cheers and follow your ears to T-Mobile Park. Because where else can you travel to on a ferry boat and then eat crab nachos out of a ferry boat?
How sweet it is!
It is the sweetest, Rick. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Don't miss out on fireworks night this summer at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are kicking off Players Weekend with the next show on Friday, August 21st against the Cubs, featuring a playlist curated by your favorite guys on the team. Go to mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets and check out the complete lineup. Presented by T-Mobile.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Results from yesterday's primary races are coming in South Carolina. The vote was too close in the GOP Senate race. ABC's Jay O'Brien says there's now a runoff.
Darlene Graham, the sister of the late Senator Lindsey Graham, failed to win more than 50% of the vote in the Republican primary to replace her brother on the November ballot, despite the complete and total support of the president.
I've been accused of not being a politician. Guilty as charged.
ABC News now projecting Graham will advance to a runoff against Republican Congressman Ralph Norman.
In Wisconsin, moderate Democrat David Crowley edging out progressive candidate Francesca Hong in the governor's race. Inflation dipped slightly last month compared to June from 3.5% to 3.4%. Prices, though, in many sectors still high, including groceries and transportation. And millions around the world getting a special treat today with a total solar eclipse visible across much of the northern hemisphere. This is ABC News. A major university is making big changes to its grading protocol for some incoming freshmen.
Beginning next fall, instead of getting an A, B, C, or D, some first-semester freshmen at the University of Michigan will get only a pass or no credit. And neither designation will count toward their GPA. The university says this will allow students to explore a subject that may not come easily to them or take a course in a new field without the fear that a low grade may have long-term consequences. The school says the goal is to help students start strong and curb the mental health crisis unfolding among college-aged individuals.
New York City officials touting public safety efforts through the first half of 2026, claiming the past 7 months have been the safest in recorded history. They say new strategies allowed the removal of more than 3,000 guns off the street. Tonight's Powerball jackpot up to $1 billion, the game's 8th largest grand prize ever, and the largest lottery jackpot offered so far this year in the U.S. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Seattle City Council just overhauled rental regulations. More on that, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Seattle to Bellevue is about 10 minutes if you're taking I-90, roughly 12 minutes on SR 520. Northbound I-5 from downtown to Seattle, Linwood, is about 17 minutes, while southbound from Linwood to Seattle will take you at least 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is running near a half an hour. This traffic report is brought to you by Carpet Liquidators. August is Karastan month at Carpet Liquidators. Purchase beautiful Karastan carpet and get free installation. Why pay retail? They got you covered at Carpet Liquidators.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Seattle City Council just passed one of the biggest rental rule changes in years. They banned a long list of what they call junk fees after a chorus of support from renters.
And I'm a renter living in South Lake Union. I urge the council to ban rental junk fees.
Seattle renters are paying a fee to pay rent, fees to cover utilities and management offices, fees to submit maintenance requests.
This piece of legislation will provide much needed relief to renters like myself.
I've been renting in Seattle for 7 years, and in that time, I've paid thousands of dollars in rental fees, with most of that coming from pet rent for my cat.
Some landlords objected, saying it was overly broad and especially objected to a ban on pet rent. But the bill passed with that measure unanimously. It takes effect July of 2027. A deadly scooter crash in Seattle is highlighting a growing concern at Harborview Medical Center. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
In 2020, Harborview treated 29 patients injured from e-bike or scooter crashes and no deaths. But last year, they treated 252 patients and 6 people died from their injuries. And early Tuesday morning, Harborview reported the second death from an e-bike or scooter crash this year after a man who wasn't wearing a helmet was hit and killed while riding a Lime scooter in Greenwood. So if you do decide to hop on one, Advice trauma doctors are urging everyone to follow.
Helmets, appropriate helmets will help.
A person living at a Spanaway home is under arrest for arson at the same property where a man was found shot to death. Pierce County deputies discovered the victim inside a shed Monday with what appeared to be at least 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Then around 3 p.m., firefighters responded to a blaze at the home. Ross Harbin, who lives nearby, says he just saw the man on Friday.
I caught him one time weeding in my backyard. Yeah.
Just to help you out?
Yeah, because I told him it needed to get done.
2 people were displaced, and the shed where the victim was found was not damaged. The man who pleaded guilty to 4 felony counts related to driving off the Edmonds Ferry dock in June of 2025 learned his fate. William Russell Leonard was sentenced to 7 years in prison yesterday. He was running from police and under the influence at the time. 2 of his passengers, Melanie Roche and Portia Sapp, drowned. Sapp's daughter spoke at the sentencing hearing.
He's a menace to society. He's been a menace to society even before this happened.
Russell Leonard was in a community custody at the time of the crash. KIRO 7 TV reports he quietly apologized before the judge delivered his sentence. Now to your forecast. We've got sunshine this afternoon, partly cloudy skies. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
I love our listeners because I brought up me going to the IMAX on Friday, Gig Harbor, and now people are sending me in food recs. That's recommendations.
I love that.
And Sheila in Port Orchard said if I like pizza, you got to go to Fondi Pizzeria. And so I think I'm going to channel my Paul because Paul Holden, he is a pizza aficionado.
Yes.
And there's something about Fridays and pizza. I think pizza eaten on a Friday is the best day of the week. Eating pizza on Friday is different than eating pizza on Wednesday.
Okay, and you said Fondi's Pizza. And Paul, what is your number 1 pizza in Seattle or in this area?
I will. Oh man, that's
okay. You can think about it.
Let me think on it. But I think I have one.
Well, and you mentioned, Gee, you said you love our listeners. I mentioned Lake Union, and I said I actually called out to some people who were on one of those hot tub boats.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah. I was asking, like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Adam and Ballard just said, I know you were just there last weekend, but you should let us host you down here at the hot tub boat.
Oh, so I got a friend of mine that keep he and his wife keep inviting us to the hot tub boat. Wait, that came out wrong. Like on Lake Union, they have a professional hot tub boat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't want y'all to think that.
It's the craziest thing. But I love the idea. But the number of people who are having a good time on the lake, that was my point.
Yeah,
we are blessed. We are blessed for sure. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
Okay, we need to get back to business because there's this newly revealed email that is shedding fresh light on why Seattle waited 5 hours for answers after the Bite of Seattle shooting. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard was handling media at the scene, and you might recall that he was fielding questions from frustrated reporters that night.
Brian, what's the deal, man?
So, buddy, we got other dignitaries that want to be here.
Well, we have the public that wants an answer about what's going on. I mean, that is not on you, but to tell the public that we are waiting for dignitaries to give us an answer is absolutely outrageous. The information and the stakeholders are right there. And we are right here, and there are a lot of people who want answers.
And you are correct with that.
So the dignitaries, they can come talk to us after.
The thing that I want to do is I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to speak here. And there are dignitaries that want to give information as well. So that's the reason why I want to have everybody speak.
Okay, I just want to remind everybody, it was Governor Ferguson and Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal.
They both have said since.
Yes.
Exactly. They have said, no, we were not the ones that delayed. We were close by, and when they said it was going to happen, we were going to join them.
Yeah.
And this also directly conflicts because now we've seen this email from Brian Pritchard in which he says officers were told in multiple briefings that they were waiting for dignitaries to arrive before holding this press conference. And that is in direct conflict with what Mayor Katie Wilson and former police chief Sean Barnes later said about that delay. And in this email that was obtained by Como 4 News, Pritchard says the conflicting explanations were damaging his credibility with reporters. And he was asking for time off, saying that he was struggling with all this messaging around the shooting response and he needed to decompress. So interestingly enough, Pritchard was not at Tuesday's city council hearing, which was quite contentious, as we've shared with all of you, and where council members were repeatedly demanding to know who made the call to delay information. And so far, City Hall has not answered that question.
Ursula, I always like to, the reason why I do this is because you're coming up on 38 years. 30,
yes.
Okay. In your 38 years, how many times have you heard a PIO say, we're waiting because we're waiting for dignitaries?
Never.
So if you say never, and you all heard how specific that is to wait for dignitaries. And by the way, the two dignitaries that were on that call have already come out and said, hey, everybody, we did not delay.
Yeah.
Detective Brian Pritchard.
Yeah, I believe him.
Not only do we believe him, he sends an email. And by the way, that email that was sent, I want to go back to something that I said to you guys before. Like a lawyer, a good lawyer, they don't ask a question that they don't already know the answer to. Hey, July 31st, when the mayor was asked specifically, hey, did you guys delay between the hours of 7:45 and 8 o'clock? And when the answer was no, boom, there it was. Because people knew, I believe in my heart, I believe people have known about that email. Hence the reason why I believe that City Council was confused that Detective Brian Pritchard wasn't on hand to answer questions yesterday. Why would he not be there? Interim Chief, respectfully, he wasn't there. Right? Why would you not have Detective Brian Pritchard there to answer questions?
Yeah, it was said he was just unavailable.
Like Council Member Deborah Juarez said, she said, we don't need we can settle this right now. We can be done with this. But instead, I said this before and I'll say it again, Ursula, and I'll just throw it back to you. We put more energy in protecting political reputations than we do in finding out if there is an alleged shooter that is still on the loose, instead of getting more closure for the families of the 3 victims that were, you guys remember that, right? You guys remember that 3 people were killed that day. 4 other people were shot. We are having more energy on political reputations and scapegoats and political pawns than we do for the 3 people killed and the 4 folks that were shot. And you guys want to say public safety is number 1? No, it's not.
And we are going to have the public safety chair of the Seattle City Council, Bob Kettle, joining us in the 11 o'clock hour. So you will not want to miss that interview. But I'm just going to say this because you pointed out I've been in this business now almost 4 decades. And in that time, I was trying to think, I mean, other mayors have fought with city council members. Yeah. And I'm thinking of, like Mike McGinn was one. But I cannot remember a mayor this early in a first term facing this much public criticism from as many council members who, I mean, one flat out said she was incompetent in her decision, after her decision to basically force the police chief to leave. I just don't remember this kind of, I want to say open hostility, but just this whole, like, what are you doing this early in someone's tenure.
Right.
And it just does not give me a lot of confidence.
Nope.
And I'm sure that I'm not the only one who feels this way. But again, we will have Councilmember Bob Kettle joining us coming up in the 11 o'clock hour. But right now, we need to talk about another situation. The Puget Sound region is now down to just a 1 to 2 day supply of blood. And for the second time this year, BloodWorks Northwest has declared a code red shortage. And that is especially concerning during the summer months. And joining us right now is Juan Cotto with BloodWorks Northwest. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Well, thank you for joining us again, because I know we've had a conversation with you before. So just tell us, why has this summer been so much worse than a typical seasonal drop when it comes to donations?
Well, usually summertime is a time where we lose a lot of blood donors. Obviously, our colleges are on summer break, our high schools are on summer break, and that makes up about a third of our blood donations. And obviously, with the incredible weather, with the incredible amount of activities in the Pacific Northwest and the Puget Sound area, it's just a natural time for the blood donations to dip. And one of the challenges that we have as blood centers, and you're seeing it even across the country right now. The Red Cross has put out yet another, they said this is a 25-year decline in blood donation. So we are working to make sure that the message is still clear, that blood is still important, in the words of the late Dr. Beverly Torok-Storm and Fred Hutch, and blood donors and blood donations are still very important.
Can you put the code red that was mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
Can you put that into perspective for us?
Sure. Gee, there are 7 different parameters that we look at BloodWorks Northwest tied to blood donations, the amount of blood that we have on hand, and we have a team of statisticians that really look at where we are with the amount of blood donations that we are expecting. And when those 7 parameters are hit, and they are all low, we call it a code red. And usually for 7 of those to be hit, it usually happens anywhere from 18 to 24 months. So it's very, very rare when we have a period. We called one earlier in the year. We called one in late June. For 2 of them to happen in the same year really shows us the type of challenge that we are facing right now.
Well, let's put it into additional perspective. I mean, how close are we to the point where hospitals have to delay surgeries or make other difficult decisions about who gets blood?
We're safely a little bit away from that, and we certainly have the ability to import blood. Ursula, we are a part of a number of different consortiums that during the year take precedence. So when we will send them blood when needed, they will send us blood when needed, and we rotate those opportunities throughout the year. From a business model perspective, that adds additional cost to us, and the way that we can do this, the way we can get around it is real simple. When people donate blood, it's really interesting. I was talking to one of our demographers and statisticians, and we have about a universe in the Pacific, in our area, of about 185,000, 190,000 blood donors. Last year, out of that 190,000 people, 80,000 people donated multiple times. And we are really focusing on some of those folks who donated 2 times last year, or maybe 3 times. You know, if you donate one more time, then we would have the opposite problem. If those 80,000 people donated one more time, then we would almost have too much blood. And that's what we were looking, is just one more time. If a person were to be able to make that blood appointment, get over their fear of needles, and think about the dynamics that go into a blood donation and the impact that it has, you would see us have the opposite problem.
Hey, Juan, how do we get here? How do we get to here to the point? Because I've never, in my time of being and working in media, I haven't seen this type of dire need. So how do we get here?
It's really happened over the last 20 years, Gee, the number of blood donations, and it was really started, if you think about the history of American blood donation in World War II, people were looking at a community way to serve the military and serve soldiers who were wounded, potential attacks and threats to the country. And that carried on for multiple generations, and you never saw blood centers really doing a lot of advertising, doing a lot of marketing. Many people, we've heard stories of the people who took their children to donate blood, and those children would see their parents donate blood. blood, and they became blood donors. And I think over a period of time, just that has eroded. We haven't had that major national military issue. And certainly you've seen it at certain points. September 11th, for example, I mean, people were lined up to donate blood around the country. When we had a train derailment here in 2018, I believe that was, the Amtrak train derailment near Olympia, people lined up at blood stations throughout the state to donate blood. So they understand the importance of it. And Gee, once again, to people's credit, I worked at Fred Hutch for 12 years, and there was a bus parked out in front of our building, and I never donated one time. But then I get to BloodWorks, and I understand that the blood that I should have donated was for transfusion medicine at Fred Hutch, and the research of it and a variety of different things. It's such an important activity, and it's free to the community, something that anyone can do.
You're listening to the voice of Juan Cotto, his senior government affairs director at BloodWorks Northwest. Before I ask you this next question, I want to go back to what you just said. You said that, you worked there 11, 12 years, and there was a truck out there, and you never donated yourself. Why?
I was caught up in my work. And you tell yourself that you're busy, but you tell yourself that you don't have enough time to do it. And then when you sit down and you analyze it, especially when I came and worked at the blood center, and you realize the need for blood, where we at in our blood donations. You mentioned it briefly in your question. Gee, 20 years ago, if we had 3 days of blood on hand, that was a major emergency. Over the last 15 years, we've gotten used to working with just 3 days of blood. Oh. So it's from our perspective, it's become just one of those things where we're constantly looking at different ways that we can support with the blood that we have. So it's one of those areas. We are so thankful for our media partners like you all, allowing us to amplify this message. Once people in our community hear it, they donate. I mean, we are lucky that we live in a community where people respond when they hear these messages. And once again, if you think about the situation, it is painless, and it really is. When you think about kids at Children's Hospital who are undergoing chemotherapy and their platelets are being eradicated, and you can go give platelets, that needle shouldn't be very big. And the most important thing is you get a cookie at the end of the donation.
That's so true. Okay, I will tell you that I used to be a regular blood donor when we had blood donation in our building, and I think that's one of the biggest things, to make it as convenient as possible. So when someone listening right now, how can they help? Like, what would be the easiest way for them to do it? Because I will add to your testament that it's not painful at all. And you do get that cookie.
Ursula, you bring up such an important point. It also has to be easy.
Yes.
And we have 14 Puget Sound area physical donor centers, and we also have, and if you go to our website at www.bloodworksnw.org, you can find out where a mobile location is, and we have re-upped our mobile program. We are excited about our Mission in Motion program. We're getting new blood mobiles online, and then they're new, and they're going to be helping us come to locations all over the Puget Sound region where you don't have to go all the way to the donor center. We have a number of partners who have pop-up locations, and you can find one close to you where you can go and make an appointment, hopefully a little bit closer than maybe where a physical blood center is. But you're absolutely right. We've got to be in the community, and we've got to be engaged in the community to make sure that people have the ability to make it as easy as possible.
And we have a text message from Karen who says, O+ donor here suggests they bring back the sticker, I donated blood today, because it sparks interest in conversation.
Karen is awesome. Thank you. And O positive donors make up 48% of the population. So that's our largest population of blood donors. And O donors are so important. O negative donors make up 7% of the population. But O negative is the universal blood type, and it can be used in just about every situation. So we're always encouraging the O negative donors to come. And certainly we have stickers, and we also have now pins. And when you make a certain amount of donations, we have gallon pins. twins, and it's really, really cool. You look at our Tree of Life in the building, you'll see people with 200, 300, 400 donations, and those are people who have really found this an important activity. And Gee, I know you and I work with a lot of kids in underrepresented communities here in the Seattle area. For me, it's the first time that they can make a really true donation, and I think it's a great thing for young people to do because it's free, it doesn't take a lot of time, and the impact is immeasurable when you have an ability to save a life.
Juan Cotto, Senior Government Affairs Director at Bloodworks Northwest, we are so grateful for your time. Thank you so much. And before you go, you know me, I'm known for asking the real hard-hitting questions. So this is the last one. You mentioned cookies. If you were in charge and they said, Juan, it's up to you for one cookie that everybody gets to get, what would be your favorite cookie?
Gee, it would definitely be a chocolate chip cookie.
You can't go wrong with chocolate chip. You can't go wrong. I agree. I agree. Good stuff. Thank you, Juan. We're grateful for you.
We appreciate our media partners so much. Thank you.
All right. Hey, coming up here next on the Gee and Ursula Show, hey, we're going to have a guest on. We've been talking about wildfires, and our next guest has experienced these wildfires firsthand. They will join us next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
Katie Wilson, people still blasting away at her. There's a great, crazy play called The Actor's Nightmare. And the play goes this way. The actor is standing backstage, and all of a sudden, the stage manager goes, "You're on." And he walks into the scene. He didn't show up at any rehearsals, and he's just there, center stage. And the nightmare is, I have no idea what my line is.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th.
If I come on
Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Every jersey tells a story.
So many people dressed in Seahawks blue.
From unforgettable touchdowns.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Jackson Smith-Njigba, Johnny on the spot.
To game-changing hits.
He gets hit again. Leonard Williams drags him down.
To memorable catches.
Jordan dropping back to pass in the end zone to Larkin. Touchdown, Seahawks!
History lives in every throw. Shop official Seahawks jerseys in-store at Lumen Field, The Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/pro shop.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, why not consider Aegis Living Respite Care? A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
Hey there, Dawn Riley with Olympic Hot Tub. It's our 49th birthday, and we're celebrating by giving you the gifts. Outstanding savings on saltwater hot spring spas, free Bluetooth music, and interest-free financing for 3 years. Plus, exciting savings on endless pool swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges. How's that for a birthday to remember? Ends August 24th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
It's the little things at Subaru of Puyallup, a team that listens, straightforward pricing. Through August 31st, incredible financing on select models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A terrifying and tragic situation unfolded this morning at a Minnesota daycare. A man stabbed his partner to death before killing their child, then himself. 6 other children were at the in-home daycare near Minneapolis, which the couple owned. Police in Minnesota tell the Associated Press a parent saw what happened at drop-off and called 911. Right now, authorities are working to reunite parents and children. Seattle just earmarked $300,000 to aid what some call a trans refugee crisis.
Internal displacement of trans Americans is real. It is being fueled by elected officials who champion anti-trans policies in state legislatures.
Councilmember Mercedes Rink says some areas have turned so hostile. Trans people are losing jobs and housing, and Seattle is a lifeline. It's a one-time funding allocation for nonprofits who say they've tapped out from the flood of people in need of basics like food and housing. Now to a major milestone in the Spokane complex fires. All evacuation levels have now been lifted. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports.
Those 3 fires are between 73 and 90% contained, with more progress being made every day. We've spoken with a lot of victims who say they're spending each day sifting through the rubble, looking for anything at all that's salvageable. They're also filing insurance claims, calling contractors, and just finding a new place to live. And fire officials tell us there are still more than 1,500 firefighters on the ground monitoring hotspots and driving around looking for people who just simply need some help.
Investigators are offering a $30,000 reward for information about the Chelan Hills fire in Douglas County. County leaders have pledged $25,000, while the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is adding another $5,000. The July 4th wildfire burned nearly 10,000 acres, destroyed homes and other structures, and claimed one life. Anyone with information is urged to contact authorities. Seattle's Children's Hospital is receiving a $700,000 boost for pediatric cancer research. Hyundai Hope on Wheels awarded 2 grants with the funding split between 2 doctors at the hospital working to advance treatment for childhood cancers. Dr. Rameshwar Rao tells KIRO 7 TV the grants give researchers confidence.
It's not about other federal funding mechanisms, but things like this are what's going to keep the drive going and the passion. And we all, and no one's going to disagree with this, want to find a cure for pediatric cancer. That's what we're all here for, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
The donation was recognized during a special handprint ceremony. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Seattle to Bellevue, 10 minutes on I-90, about 12 minutes on SR 520. Northbound I-5 from downtown Seattle to Linwood is around 17 minutes, while southbound Linwood into Seattle takes about 20 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is running close to a half an hour. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial 97.3 HD2. For your forecast, sunshine today, partly cloudy skies. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. A lot of our attention has been paid to the Spokane wildfires and just the sheer devastation over there. But there is some good news to report this morning. All evacuation levels tied to the Spokane complex fire have now been lifted, Gee.
Yes, and our next guest was actually under level 3 evacuation, meaning get out now. She had to leave, get your loved ones, everything, but she's safe right now and actually has known of people that have actually lost their homes. So this morning we want to introduce Danette Christopherson joins us now. Danette, thank you for joining us. First of all, are you safe?
Yes, we're safe.
Okay. Take us into the day that you knew that things were serious. You got the alerts. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it was just a typical Saturday, morning, afternoon. My sister lives out in the Airway Heights area, and she'd got an alert that she was at a level 2, and the winds were going to be picking up, and it looked like they were moving away from her. So, just kind of went about my day and had plans to meet my daughter for lunch at 2:00, and one of my other daughter's horse friends notified me that it looked like our property was on fire. So I left the restaurant, and my other daughter and my husband, they were already down trying to work on that fire and notify the authorities. That it started. That's the Fairview fire. We already had the other fire that was burning out in the Airway Heights area. I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, my brain's a little.
Oh, of course.
still trying to collect up.
So you actually had to leave and go to a hotel. Talk about that.
Yeah. So day one, we stayed at my daughter's house, and then we brought our 5 dogs and cat to the hotel. The cat we then took to my daughter's work, where they housed her or him for basically the whole time. Our horse and our goats were at the Spokane community, the fairgrounds, and then we had to just move them clear up north for the long term because, I don't know if you can see the fencing back there, but it's not livable for them right now. So grateful that we have the community that we do to take care of the animals.
We are speaking with Danette Christopherson, who had to evacuate because of the Spokane wildfires. And if you were watching on YouTube, you would have seen her on there. And Danette, I hope you can still hear me. Can you just bringing us back to that day? Could you ever have imagined that you would have been facing what you were facing?
No, I mean every year I kind of prepare a little bit for, in case there is a fire. Just because we've been, the last 10 years we've had so many. So I do have like those Costco storage bins with like all, the necessities of the baby albums and all of that in there for easy grab and go if there was a fire. But to be honest, we've never had to utilize that, and it was so stressful. My one daughter broke her foot trying to rescue, the animals. She's okay, but like she injured her foot, and my other daughter had to like literally ride the horse out of the area.
Wait, whoa. Wait, what? Literally ride the horse
away
out?
from the flames?
Yeah, because there was like the Fairview fire. There was a fire that started on the corner, but it was moving. I don't know if you guys can see my cameras. It was moving that way.
Wow.
Like away from our property. And I was stuck over there on the other side of the road. And I drove back and called 911 because literally another fire had started off of Market and Freya. And then that was the fire that came through our property and then did, I think, like met up with that other fire, like the two of them, converged at some point. But it was just like nothing you can imagine. I mean, we had goats and chickens in our cars, just ready to go. Like whoever prepares to just throw a goat in their car,
Wow.
Insane. And then my daughter, I think she was on KXLY because she was like walking her horse like out of the fire, to get her into safety. Cause like we couldn't get people in here to help load her and get her out because the roads were blocked.
So what happened to your property?
Well, there's extensive damage. We lost like 3 horse shelters and our fencing, and it's just all charred. It's really devastating. I'm a little bit of a empathic person that cares about plants and animals, and to see, so much life that is lost from the animals and the ground and the trees. We had some like really old apple trees from my father-in-law. His parents' home burned down completely. And it's just sad. But some good news is there's already some grass growing, like literally a week and a couple days later. So it's hopeful. But yeah, never in my life did I experience the fire crew. Sometime must have dug a dozer and dug a huge line that saved our house. How it's still standing, I don't know.
Jeanette, we got about 90 seconds. Can you help us understand, like, how has the communication been with the city of Spokane or FEMA? How's that been for you?
It's been pretty non-existent. I mean, we've had some outreach at the Shadle Park High School, and they've had a lot of resources there, but it's been very confusing on what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. There's really been no guidance. I'm going tonight at 6 at Meade High School. They're having a meeting. I'm going to attend that.
Wow. Well, I just want to say I'm glad you're okay.
Yes, for sure.
Well, thank you.
It
Me
sounds
too.
like you absolutely. It sounds like you know people who've lost everything.
Yeah, one of our neighbors who is just one of the kindest people. He orchestrates a road cleanup like a couple times a year. He lost his home. Just him and his family, just wonderful people. And then my hairdresser, she was involved in the other fire. She lost her house. And then, like I said, my father-in-law lost some structures on the property. No one was living in those, but just devastation all around and cleanup. Like I don't even know how to begin the cleanup.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing your story.
Yeah,
We're
thank
grateful.
you.
And
I appreciate it.
And let us know if there's anything that we could do to kind of help you and also the community. We'd heard also from a teacher who had a GoFundMe, but what we can do from this side to help folks in Spokane.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely, if there's anything, I'll reach out to Gee and you and as well, and see what's out there for assistance.
All right, well, keep us posted
Appreciate
on that
it.
meeting at Meade High School today.
Yes, I will. Thank you, my friend.
Okay, take care. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show at 11 o'clock, Bob Kettle, Seattle City Council member, will be in studio joining the show. But up next, I'm going to introduce something to you. It's called The Circle. You might want to stick around. Next, Gee and Ursula.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
So just a couple of weeks ago, I found out how much my new 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid can actually hold. So I was babysitting my great-nephew, George. I had his car seat, his stroller, his toys, his bags, and all the other equipment required to transport one very small four-year-old. And everything fit. The Forester has the space that you will need for family life, plus a hands-free power rear gate that makes loading all that kid stuff so much easier. And inside, there's an 11.5-inch touchscreen with navigation, heated front and rear seats, and so much room for everyone. Right now, for a limited time, you can also get a 2026 Subaru Crosstrek starting at 1.9% financing for 36 months on approved credit at Carter Subaru. Carter Subaru is in Ballard, Shoreline, and online at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/26.
Summer is for going big.
Julio! Dead center field, solo home run, 4-0 Mariners.
Summer is for showing out.
Crawford, out of the glove, Emerson to first. What a play!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Cal Raleigh with an RBI double. The big dumper comes through in the clutch.
Where else do you get 9 innings of eye-popping swings and snags? Plus fireworks that make your feet dance and your jaw drop. Oh yeah, and the guys have a dance of their own. A wind dance.
Party time at T-Mobile Park in the sunshine.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The action continues at T-Mobile Park all summer long. Don't miss out on 2 great matchups later this month. Julio and the Mariners are squaring off in back-to-back interleague series against the Chicago Cubs, August 21st to 23rd, and the Philadelphia Phillies, August 24th to 26th. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the Club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Coming up at 11 o'clock, Seattle Council member Bob Kettle will be in studio. Yep, we're going to ask him all kinds of questions. What is going on with Seattle? And also, I'm going to ask him something that's basic. Help me understand how the relationship works between the mayor, city council, and the police chief. So he'll be joining us next. But right now, I want to talk about, as you all know, I do a podcast once a week, twice a week, and here comes the season. It's getting ready to get really busy. And it's called The Reset. We talk about a lot of things, any and everything Seahawks. As of right now, we came out with an episode yesterday talking about the upcoming preseason game, talked about Hard Knocks, and Paul Holden, he's the producer of The Reset. And on there, we have a little fun. Right now, it's about 8,000 subscribers, and we just have a good time on the show. And so this year, I wanted to do something different for the people that listen to the show. And so, yes, you might be subscribed to The Reset. That's cool. But I wanted to do something for the subset of fans that want to be involved with what I'm calling the Circle. The Circle it's basically a group of people that would love to think about other people. This is your chance to be like, you know what? I do great in the community, but let me tell you about this person that does great in the community. So it's really kind of a way of thinking about one another, because I believe that right now, even though there's a lot of stuff going on in our society, there's a lot of people that do good and do great, and maybe they don't wear a first responder uniform. Maybe they don't have the big name, but there's someone that's just doing the right thing every day. So with myself and The Reset, what we're going to be doing is this. Every home game this season, we're giving away 2 tickets for every home game this regular season.
Wow.
Yes.
To watch the
Seahawks,
reigning Super Bowl champs this season.
Hottest ticket in
those are not easy tickets to get.
No, it's not. So what I'm going to do is, so now you're thinking, well, how do you do that? So this isn't like your traditional giveaway. The Circle is based on nominations. Listeners of The Reset, obviously you're a subscriber to The Reset, and basically you think about someone else. So there's a form that I'll explain to you in a sec. There's a form there. You can nominate a friend, a family member, a coworker, a neighbor, a teacher, coach, all of that. And so what that happens is you go to the form, and at the form, you go to The Reset, you subscribe. Go to the form, there'll be a form there, and it'll basically name, first, last name, email address, person that you're recommending, that you're nominating, and why. Why are you nominating this person? Why do you feel like that this person deserves to go to a Seahawk game? And so that's what we'll be doing. We'll be collecting all those nominations, and each week, obviously, I will be talking to a new person that gets nominated.
Well, I don't think you talk about the reset nearly enough on our show. Would you share who wins the nomination from
once a week?
Circle?
I will share. We will definitely
I love
share.
that idea because you're correct. There are so many people who are doing such good things in the community that don't do it for the recognition, but I think it's such an honor that someone else recognizes you for what you do.
Right. I think so too. I think it's the ultimate compliment.
Yes.
And again, we always talk about the people whose name is already in the limelight, but we don't talk about that one person. And there's all types of people in the community, and hopefully we get to talk to them. So again, you subscribe to the Reset there. Paul, I think in the most recent episode, I think I there's a reply with the form in there.
It's at mynorthwest.com. It's pinned in the comments of the episodes and stuff as well. We'll make sure we're getting in all of our episode descriptions too. So whenever you find the Reset, you should be able to find the link to the circle and make sure you're nominating those 12s that deserve a shot at going to check out Lumen Field.
And of course, we still got time. First regular season game is September 9th. So I will be talking about it more and more.
Well, and the Reset is not just for super diehard sports fans, right? Because you have conversations with sports figures that have nothing to do with sports.
Right.
Also.
Right. We just have fun. And usually the episodes, I tried it now. The new goal is nobody wants to hear an hour episode. So we try to go under 20 minutes. Real simple.
Highly recommend the interview with George Halani. You learn a lot about
by the way, I'm going to bring back George Halani. Hot take, George Halani. Go ahead and call it right now. George Halani is going to be one of the best running backs in the league this year.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Austin Eckler type. All right, Ursula. You ready for this interview?
Absolutely. And I just want to tell people who are texting in right now saying they're having issues with the app.
Yeah.
It's not working properly. I've let the people in charge know, and hopefully we'll get something figured out soon.
Yep.
Hang in there.
Above our pay grade. Hey, coming up next, go refill your coffee, your water, your tea. Because of tea. Seattle Council member Bob Kettle is coming in studio to be with us next. Gee Ursula.
Yeah, we lost literally everything.
Join KIRO News Radio in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane.
And there was a lot of terror. It's loud, it's hot.
See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, to get 30, to get 20, 20, 20, to get 20, 20, to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month. Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hi, I'm Terry from Sky Nursery, and our summer event season is here. We have something exciting planned for you every weekend all summer long. See thousands of beautiful flowers at the 50th Anniversary Dahlia Show. Enjoy a 2-day Ikebana exhibition on Japanese floral arranging. Join workshops on mosaics, bonsai, and even carnivorous plant terrariums. As a family-owned garden center, Sky Nursery loves partnering with local artists and makers to celebrate a vibrant creative community. See our summer schedule at skynursery.com.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony live in the Tulalip Amphitheater Thursday, September 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, why not consider Aegis Living Respite Care? A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Search and rescue continues in Colombia following the major earthquake Monday. International aid is arriving. At least 240 deaths are now confirmed. ABC's Faith Abube is in the city of Cali.
Emergency crews working around the clock in a race against time to find survivors. A woman pulled from the rubble after being trapped for 36 hours under a collapsed building. People here clinging onto these moments of hope as officials say thousands of people are still missing, including 239 believed to be trapped beneath the rubble in hard-hit Cali.
Attorney General Todd Blanche holding his first press conference since being sworn in this week, announcing the Justice Department uncovered a marriage fraud scheme involving Chinese nationals. And a total solar eclipse moving across the northern hemisphere, including Iceland, Spain, and Portugal. Here in the U.S., a partial eclipse may be visible. Scientists warn to wear protective glasses if you look to the sky. This is ABC News. In Arkansas, a slithering discovery inside a high school football player's helmet.
It happened during practice at Maumelle High School right outside Little Rock. The player felt something weird in his headgear during warm-ups last week and brought his helmet to one of the assistant coaches. Inside, behind some padding, there was a slithering 2-foot-long cottonmouth, one of the most venomous snakes in North America. Animal control had to submerge the helmet in water to get it to come out. The player grabbed another helmet and continued practice. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Sources are telling ABC News a possible plea deal in Luigi Mangione's federal case may still be in play. Mangione is charged in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a New York City hotel in 2024. A Friday conference between defense attorneys and prosecutors could include talks of a possible change in plea. And if you're feeling lucky, the jackpot for tonight's Powerball lottery drawing is now up to $1 billion. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
A Monroe man is behind bars accused of killing a 2-year-old girl in Snohomish. More on that, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Watch for slowdowns on I-5 and I-405. Seattle to Federal Way will take you at least 30 minutes, Seattle to Bellevue around 15, and Everett to Seattle around 35 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss fireworks nights all summer long, presented by T-Mobile. The next show is August 21st as the Mariners take on the Cubs. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A 27-year-old Monroe man is under arrest suspected of killing a 2-year-old girl. He was taken into custody Tuesday night at a motel on Old Owen Road. Snohomish County Sheriff's detectives say he was taking care of the girl who died from blunt force trauma to the head last December in Snohomish. He was arrested for second-degree murder of a child, and he also faces a possible assault charge for allegedly hurting a 5-year-old boy. The sheriff's office says the man was dating the children's mother. He's due in court this afternoon. Seattle City Council just passed one of the biggest rental rule changes in years. They banned a long list of what they call junk fees after a chorus of support from renters.
And I'm a renter living in South Lake Union. I urge the council to ban rental junk fees.
Seattle renters are paying a fee to pay rent, fees to cover utilities and management offices, fees to submit maintenance requests.
This piece of legislation will provide much needed relief to renters like myself.
I've been renting in Seattle for 7 years, and in that time, I paid thousands of dollars in rental fees, with most of that coming from pet rent for my cat.
Some landlords objected, saying it was overly broad, and especially objected to a ban on pet rent. But the bill passed. It takes effect the 1st of July, 2027. The controversy over the Bite of Seattle shooting is boiling over at City Hall. Como uncovered an internal email from a police spokesperson that accuses the city of spreading a false narrative. Detective Brian Pritchard says officials delayed a press conference to wait for dignitaries to arrive. Mayor Katie Wilson strongly denies anyone was asked to hold off on releasing information. However, in that email, Pritchard says the mayor's version of events is simply not accurate. Now, at that hearing, Councilmember Rob Saka questioned what many of us are wondering.
Is there a killer on the loose? Yes or no?
Speaking with my detectives this morning, we're combing through some warrants and looking at some things. We still have to comb through some video surveillance that was there. I can't say yes or no.
Interim Chief Andre Sales added that investigators are making progress. The shooting killed 3 people and injured 4 others. Now to your KIRO News Radio forecast. We've got sunshine on the way today. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
You know, I don't usually get starstruck very easy, but I'm starstruck right now, Ursula.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think this is the first time in over 6 years you've said that.
It is, huh?
About a guest on the show. Wow.
Yeah.
You were in, wow. You were making our guest blush at this point.
Still go ask him tough questions.
Yeah,
though.
I was going to say, are you going to feel the same way after we have the interview?
I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Either way.
Well, with that, welcome to the Gee and Ursula Show. Yeah. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. If you have any questions for our guest, send them in. We'll try to get at least one of them from you during the interview, but we do have a lot to get to, so let's get to it. The questions surrounding the Bite of Seattle shooting are getting a lot more pointed, and one of the people demanding answers was actually there later that night. Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle chairs the Public Safety Committee. He was at Seattle Center during the police response, and yesterday we reported that he was pressing the mayor's office over why the public went 5 hours without meaningful information. So we're really happy that Council member Kettle joins us now live in studio. Thank you.
And thank you for having me. And I have to admit, that intro raises the bar for every other show here.
Right? I know. The Councilmember Kettle's been on with John Curley quite a bit. I'm sure he didn't say that. He didn't say anything about being starstruck.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Well, let's get. There's a lot of serious stuff to get into. So, you were at Seattle Center, and clarify that for us, because what did you know about what happened? When did you know it, and how? Just kind of give us the timeline from your perspective.
Well, what happened is, and I did put my timeline out there because I think it's important from a transparency point of view, and just to put some markers down. I started hearing reports, people, neighbors calling me, different things after the 6 o'clock hour, and then just after 7 o'clock, the deputy mayor called me, and he says, "Hey, I'm going down to Seattle Center. Are you aware?" I go, "Yes, I'm aware." I said, "I'm going to join you there." I said, "I'll see you there." Boom. That was the end of the call, and because I don't live that far, I was down there about 7:15, 7:20. The interesting thing for me was that I went to that scene thinking that it was done, kind of like we have some of these other shootings. But when I arrived, the officers were on edge a bit, and some know me, so it was fine. And I said, "There's a SWAT operation going on the IMAX." So it was still an active operation when I showed up about 7:15, 7:20. Then I had an escort to the Armory and then to the comms center post, if you will, that was on the north side of the Armory.
Which we should point out is unusual, that it was still going on. You're walking in as the public is also walking in, not knowing what was going on.
And I think that's important for everybody to know. There should be some grace, like SPD is in the middle of an active operation. And I talked to different folks, the IMAX was not an easy place to clear. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, a lot of little pieces here that they have to clear. They have to be thorough. So it was hard. When I was coming in, the big SWAT vehicles were moving in position. And so it took some time. I think that should be part of the conversation. But so should everything else. And that's the reason why I put my entire timeline. And I left about 3 hours. I was there for about 3 hours, 7:15 to 10:15 roughly. And then I went back home.
Before you are a council member and someone who is in the public safety chair, you're a citizen first.
Yes.
As a citizen, so far, what has bothered you the most about the city's response to a lot of this? When I say the city, I mean the mayor and her administration. What has bothered you the most?
I think the big challenge is that we have to keep things simple, and we have to keep the focus on, the fact that 3 people lost their lives. The fact that the initial operation was like almost textbook. I mean, in terms of the initial response, taking out the shooter without a shot fired, that was unbelievable. And so what's happened is we've kind of got caught up in the process, and I think that's something that we need to be looking at. And that's going to be looked at from the committee and other means too in terms of reviews. But we should keep the focus on safety. So bottom line for me, and this came up yesterday in committee, I was asking an operational question. What are we doing? And I just sent out a letter to the mayor saying, we need, for major venues, major events, we need to look at what we're doing security-wise, make sure that we're good, bring in the tools that, that can improve security at these locations. Cameras, for example, separate from the current CCTV program, but bring in camera systems, much like we do with like SDOT transportation cameras. We should have it for major venues and major events. And we already have like a set. We already have the cameras at the stadium and the Pioneer Square, which is a little bit of a hybrid. With Pioneer Square, there was the crime data driven decisions in terms of the cameras. Mm-hmm. But obviously with the stadiums, you have a major venue, major event. So we have a template that we could use to ensure that next year's Bite of Seattle is as safe as it can be.
You're listening to Council Member Bob Kettle joining us here on the Gee and Ursula Show. I hear what you're saying. A lot of things are being overlooked because of really trying to figure out this whole 5 hours. Why was the public not informed of what was happening? Detective Brian Pritchard says officers were told in several briefings that the press conference was being delayed while waiting for dignitaries. You were there. You were on the Teams call with the mayor, right?
Yes.
And Governor Ferguson and Congresswoman Jayapal.
County Executive Sarhala.
And also the county executive. Did you hear anything that night suggesting that the public briefing was being held for elected or delayed for elected officials to arrive?
At that point, there wasn't a lot of discussion about a press conference. The discussion was Chief Barnes gave his presentation, what was happening from a police focus in terms of the operation and what was going on, what they were doing. Chief Scoggins came in talking about those that were injured, the treatment, getting people to Harborview. There was questions, were there 7 people shot, 6 people, 8 people? So that took a little bit of the time and focus in terms of what did we have here? Because one person took himself to hospital, to UW, and then he didn't, I don't know if he's done since, but at the time he did not report himself to the police. So there was questions like how many people were injured in addition to those that were killed. And so that was the driving of the conversation. And there wasn't really much in terms of, I was expecting something to come up, but after a while I left and I got a call saying at about 10:15, 10:13, whatever it was, saying, hey, we're going to be doing the press conference. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm declining. I'm not going to go. I'm just going to go home. Because I wasn't going to be any value added at that press conference. And I was like, okay, I'm gone. And so I can't speak to the timelines pieces, but we did have about 8:57 for 26 minutes. We had this meeting, all those that we already mentioned. And a little after 10, I had made my way across the Seattle Center campus to where my car was. After which I did get that call saying there was going to be a press conference, but at that point I was like, I was already on my way. I didn't see the need for me to be at it.
Well, does it bother you as chair of the Public Safety Committee that the public was not informed for close to 5 hours? Yes,
in the sense that, and there should be like a couple dual tracks. I mean, there's like I said, with the ongoing SWAT operation, other than like the deputy mayor and myself, there really shouldn't have been anybody else there, including the mayor. But, you have this piece in terms of, the higher level kind of press conference. But then there's just the facts, ma'am, kind of presentation to SPD. That should have gone normally. And a big question that came up in that initial press conference, I was standing next to the governor, and Mike Carter from Seattle Times started talking about Alert Seattle. And I was like, oh, my God, why didn't I think of that? Because exactly. And I said to the mayor, I go, hey, he's right. Own it. And we should have done more Alert Seattle. Because
for what people don't know what Alert Seattle is. So
Alert Seattle is a program for the entire city to sign up where you can get notices. Like if there's a major accident, if there's some type of major event that you get a notice, pretty much kind of like stay away, or if you're wondering why you're stuck, this is the reason why you're stuck in traffic, for example. We could have done that because in addition to like SPD and fire, SDOT was impacted because you had thousands of people flowing into Denny and to the west.
And it was never used. So Alert Seattle was never used.
So those streets were being impacted. So the normal tripwires for Alert Seattle were definitely being tripped, but Alert Seattle wasn't used. And that could have gone a long way in terms of the notifications. Throw in some of that standard, again, just the fax man kind of SPD background briefing, I guess, almost.
Right.
That would have gone a long way.
And is that the mayor's responsibility?
This is what we're going to find out. This is what I'm talking to my team. Obviously, we had our public safety committee yesterday, and we're going to be looking to these things, and we're going to have our follow-up committee meeting on September 22nd, where I believe that we can have the answers then. I know there's some discussions about some reviews, but I think we can have. I was already told police and fire are going to have their AARs done, their after-action reviews done, and I think we can go a long way by September 22nd. But to Gee's point, I mean, we shouldn't really be waiting, and we definitely shouldn't be waiting during that time period for those basic pieces, whether it's Alert Seattle or some of those standard SPD comms or even fire maybe that go out.
There's been a big deal made about where people were during this time. A big deal about where the police chief, Sean Barnes, then police chief Sean Barnes, where he was. You said you were there at the scene. You were with the deputy mayor at the scene. We know the interim chief, Andre Sales, he was on vacation at the time. So everybody wants to talk about, do you know where the mayor was?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Why don't we know where the mayor was?
Because it's not been
revealed?
No,
it's not been put out.
By the way,
I don't know if the question's been asked, but
I'm only asking because I realize we have gone days about where Chief Sean Barnes was. And so I noticed you said you had the deputy mayor with you. I just am curious, where was the mayor? But anyway, let me ask my next one. During the committee meeting yesterday, you had this to say, and I want you to help us better understand what you meant by this.
When the mayor says, I have a better window, what's clear here is that she does not have a better window. She does not have a better window than I do. She does not have a better window than probably the majority of the council. And so we're going to move on 22nd September. Thank you very much.
Can you explain?
Yes, I mean, this goes to the back and forth, the comms between the mayor and the 7th floor and the council, the 2nd floor of City Hall. When people say 7th and 2nd floor, that's what they're talking about, the mayor's office, the mayor's and the council. And, there's been different pieces. To your frustration about, like, these answers or not getting answers, there's been some answers in response to this as it relates to the council that I didn't think were particularly helpful. And the give and take that was happening just before that sound clip was, well, we don't know. And then my colleague, Councilmember Strauss, asked about the window, and he says, well, I want to know what the mayor was seeing through that window.
Right.
Which is a great framing. And then I piggybacked on that saying, yes, she said that, but here's the thing. She doesn't have the public safety background, and she's relatively new in the mayor. Now she's engaged. But for her to say that she has a better window into the department than the committee and the council overall is in my estimation not true.
Chief Barnes is gone. When you look at his departure, did you believe that Seattle had a police chief problem? That's my first question.
No, I did not. I was part of the Chief Barnes recruitment piece. I saw him before he was announced. What I liked about Chief Barnes is that he had a strong police background in terms of the nuts and bolts, just like interim Chief Andre Sales right now.
Yep. He's
had the different positions where he was responsible going up the chain, through the police ranks, and so he had that. But he also believed in reform. He had those pieces. He had done a lot of work in like Chicago and the other places, like with accountability and so forth. So he had that as well. And I also thought it was important to have somebody come from the outside because with the previous, the previous chief, all the issues that were going on, like with the senior leadership, it was a little bit of a mess. And I thought it was important to have somebody come from the outside, kind of like Kathleen O'Toole came from the outside, to help settle things down, take a fresh look and say, okay, this is what we need to do. These people here can do it, maybe not these over here. And I thought Chief Barnes could do that. And I think he made a lot of effort, like in terms of reaching out to the community, the black community, for example. I think he did a really strong work there, which was needed because that's the community, in terms of these shootings, like with, Rainier Beach, the bus stop, and those going back in time. And so I thought it was important to have him and that background be present here in Seattle.
Well, a lot of your colleagues on the council weighed in on the decision to force him to resign, with the council president, Joy Hollingsworth, saying it was irresponsible and reckless. Maritza Rivera was saying that the mayor's actions were impulsive and accusing her of incompetence. I have to say, council member, in all the time that I've lived in Seattle and have worked in this business, I can't remember this early in a mayor's tenure that the relationship between the council and the mayor has been, I'm just going to say it, as bad as it is. And as much as you can weigh in, like, how do you work together? How do you tell us as people who are living in this area or living in the city that we've got competent leadership at City Hall?
Well, first thing is I do my job. And I approach my job. I tell people all the time I'm not a politician. I'm just a Navy guy who's an elected leader. And I have my job is like chair of public safety. I'm working it. And in order to get my job done, I have to work with the executive branch. I mean, it's just a fact. And so I've been working with Deputy Mayor Surratt and Director of Public Safety Holcomb. We just passed 2 bills. The mayor just signed 2 of my bills. So we are pressing forward. Now, we do have this issue, and part of the issue in terms of the relationship is you're coming in. So, for example, all this relates to the base and so forth, but like take cameras, for example, the overall technology program, Real-Time Crime Center, CCTV, and the ALPR, the Automatic License Plate Reader. We did so much work. We did so much due diligence in terms of building in protocols with the contracts, the parameters of the systems themselves, balancing with privacy and civil liberties. And then you come in, and it's like, that doesn't matter. It's like you're ignoring the work that we've done. So that
you're talking about the mayor coming in.
Yes. Yeah. We need to have. Basically, it's a way to to go back to her base that I've asked, and this review has been done. But it doesn't acknowledge the work that we've done, and it's unfortunate because our system is definitely the best in the state, and arguably the best in the country. And and what's happening is, now we have some cameras turned off. These cameras are making a difference. When a 77-year-old is struck and assaulted, the second person involved was was brought in because of the CCTV program, for example. The ALPR system, the license plate reader, was doing great work. And so this makes a difference. And so to your point about this friction is because there's no acknowledgement that we're professionals, we've done our due diligence, we've done our work, and we're looking to work together to move forward. Like I'm constantly tweaking. Like I worked with Councilmember Rink in terms of federal law enforcement to do the 60-day pause. I'm working with her, and I did that. I would do the same thing with Mayor Wilson. But what happened is like, no, I'm shutting it down. She kept the initial set, which I appreciate, and I should acknowledge that. But like with the stadium cameras, and then just the overall tone in terms of how things are being characterized, it goes to the to the issue in terms of the relationship. And this shows up in different ways to include Chief Barnes, because I'll answer your question ahead of time. I believe the decision to fire Chief Barnes was made last fall. There's a lot of whispering voices out there. They say different things. They say, hey, we have concerns about Sean Barnes, and this gets to the mayor. And this is important because this is how it's being framed. So when she looks at Sean Barnes and the actions he's done, it's kind of the framing is done by those whispering voices on the campaign trail. Mm-hmm. And so when January 1st comes around, all of a sudden she realizes that, we do have a FIFA World Cup, and there's people are realizing this may happen. So they're saying, hey, stop, think about this. And there's a lot of voices that are doing that. So this decision to fire Sean Barnes was basically a decision already made but delayed. And it's unfortunate, and this is my opinion, by the way. This is my view, my look angle.
Well, but basically he was a scapegoat for a decision that really was made much earlier, but this was just a good opportunity.
Scapegoat's not probably the right word, but yeah, it was an opportunity for her to make decision, and then it happened.
Before you leave out, and we got about a couple more minutes, this is the most important part because we noticed that Detective Brian Pritchard was not at the meeting yesterday. And I thought, wow, that's weird considering, and then we come to find out Chris Daniels over there with Como, they talk about this email that he writes to and talking about the fact that he didn't like what was said, he didn't feel comfortable. So I want to hear from you. I'm sure that you have seen the email because everybody has now. What do you think about that email that Brian Pritchard, Detective Brian Pritchard, who was on scene, who told the media, hey, we are standing down, we're delaying because we're delaying for dignitaries. Tell me your thoughts on that email and Detective Brian Pritchard.
You know what my initial, and you're asking that question?
Yes.
I could have gone one way, but I'm going to put, like with my background in the military, it's like the leadership is responsible for the junior person. Like if he was in that bad position, if you read that email, he's like, this is hard on me. Where's his chain of command, and were they looking out for him? And then also running interference or trying to drive that tactical, just the facts ma'am kind of conversation, because that's, I think, Brian Pritchard, Sergeant Pritchard's responsibility. Mm-hmm. And so, but that wasn't done. And that's the big question. This is going to be, part of the review that's going to be done. And there's going to be different reviews, like we're doing our own review through committee. And so Sergeant Pritchard was in this position, and he was, in a way, alone. And that's something that's a question that I have on behalf of Sergeant Pritchard, is like ensuring, why is this sense that he's alone in this? And because obviously he was on scene, because I saw a video of him talking to reporters.
Right.
I think
he was the one who was saying,
Jeremy Harris,
we're waiting for dignitaries.
Yeah. And so he was put in a position that he should not have been put into.
I saw the email. Like the email, literally, he says, I need to take a break.
Yes, because of the stress of it all. And he said it was inaccurate in terms of how things are being portrayed. It's inaccurate.
One last thing for you. I know we're going along, but one last thing. What did you and the council think that right before, so on Tuesday morning, you guys are going to have your public safety hearing at committee meeting at 9:30. And at 6 p.m., you guys get this deal from the mayor's office saying that, hey, we're going to have an inspector general go ahead and look over everything. Did you guys think, because I thought the timing was very interesting, that they came out right before your meeting at 9:30. Did you and the council think that timing of that memo to you guys was kind of sketchy?
It's interesting, but I do want to give some grace here because like I said earlier, in terms of my interaction, I do work with Deputy Mayor Surratt and I do work with Director of Public Safety Holcomb, and we've been talking. Early on, I said we have, and I actually had a call with the mayor. we do need to have an independent review. So for like a week, I'm like, we need to have an independent review because clearly SPD can't do it, and mayor can't do it itself either because it's part of the party of this issue.
Yeah.
So we need to have an independent review. So there was discussions about independent review and how that is done, and what is the best way to do it. And so that was coming out. So it is awkward, but I don't think it's quite as conspiratorial as one may think. But it does create a little bit of a jam in terms of it would have been good to have Sergeant Pritchard at the committee meeting yesterday. And I've already made quite clear he needs to be there on September 22nd.
Right. Thank you. We really appreciate you taking the time to come in.
I really appreciate being here. Thank you so much.
We want you back. So
well, I'm wondering after the start of the show, am I still held in high esteem with?
He's still starstruck.
Hey, you're good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next, Agree to Disagree. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
My name is Anne. I live in the Bay Area, and I'm 68 years old. I helped my mom navigate Medicare. That was a nightmare I hope never, ever to have to go through again. It was awful for her, it was awful for me, and I just knew I never wanted to go through that. I knew that there were choices and that there were balances to be made and that it could be totally impenetrable. Chapter basically does the work for you. When you're turning 65, when you're looking at going on Medicare, they will look at all the options for you, give you advice as to what's best. One plan might be better for this, one plan might be better for that. I didn't have to do that calculation. They do the research and you don't have to pay for it. We gave a person the information, a person got back to us. You don't have to make yourself crazy.
To learn more about how you can get free personalized Medicare advice, visit chapter.com today.
Jason Rance here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program, you'll get lifetime repairs and maintenance at no extra charge. Parts and labor covered for life. Plus, same-day installation is available in many cases. Schedule your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
At Subaru of Puyallup, customers say it's the little things that make a big difference. A team that listens, straightforward pricing, seamless service scheduling, having the exact car, and a stress-free experience. And now, through August 31st, take advantage of incredible financing on select new models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. For all the little things, choose Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family. Visit SubaruofPuyallup.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Jury selection is underway in the latest high-stakes trial over claims that Meta, the owner of Instagram and Facebook, designed its apps to be addictive to young children. ABC's Alex Stone reports it comes just days after a New Mexico judge ruled against Meta on similar claims.
Meta and other social media platforms like TikTok and Snapchat are facing thousands of lawsuits from families and school districts over child safety online. In recent days, a judge in New Mexico ruled against Meta, ordering it to pay hundreds of millions of dollars. And earlier this year, a jury in Los Angeles found Meta and Google negligent for designing apps that harmed a user. Now, this latest trial, beginning in Oakland, is in federal court against Meta after dozens of state attorneys general filed a lawsuit claiming Meta has used things like infinite scrolling and push notifications to get kids addicted to their platforms and have harmed child mental health. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Washington State Patrol says they've arrested a suspect in a July 22nd drive-by shooting on Highway 900 near May Valley Road. Trooper Rick Johnson says the victim's back window shattered when a single shot was fired as he turned onto 164th Street, and a bullet fragment was later found in the passenger headrest.
Thankfully, there's no one in the back passenger seat, that would have been in between the back window and that headrest. So we're thankful there's no injuries.
The 29-year-old suspect was arrested by a Washington State Patrol SWAT team last week. Charges include drive-by shooting and second-degree assault. A 20-year-old skateboarder is seriously injured after being hit by a car in Seattle's First Hill neighborhood. Police say the crash happened around 5:30 this morning in the 800 block of Harrison Street. The driver hit the skateboarder, then took off on 8th Avenue. Police are looking for a newer model red Acura sedan. An 18-year-old Kent man is charged with murder and robbery in a fatal shooting at a Tacoma parking garage last Friday. Emmanuel Peo was arraigned Tuesday in the death of 23-year-old William Simon. The News Tribune was there when Simon's father addressed the court.
If you have to give him bail, set it as high as humanly possible. Please make it difficult because we want to see some justice. That's all I have now.
His bail was set at $1 million. According to court documents, a group of suspects tried to steal Simon's handgun and a shootout followed. Peo was wounded in that shooting. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. 50 minutes Everett to Seattle, about 42 from Everett to Bellevue, still under 40 minutes Federal Way to Seattle. Over in the Marysville area, right around 88, the right lane is blocked for scheduled maintenance. That's expected to happen until 3:30 today. This traffic report is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss firework nights all summer, presented by T-Mobile. The next show is August 21st as the Mariners take on the Cubs. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. For your forecast, sunshine and partly cloudy skies today. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Right now, it's about 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. We are going to do Agree to Disagree here in just a second, but we need to respond because we just had an extended interview with Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle. He is the chair of the Public Safety Committee, and a couple of things stood out to me.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what stood out to me. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The best leadership, when you talk about leadership, comes from the military. I've been saying that our entire show. It comes from the military. It's structure. It's chain of command. It's not putting... What I loved most about Bob Kettle, just there, he was firm. His answers were direct. He didn't be petty. He didn't throw anybody under the bus. And this is what I'm saying. Sometimes, whether it's corporate America whether it's politicians or whatever, you might be good at a job. That does not mean that you are good at leading. That does not mean that you are good at leadership. Some people got it. A lot of people don't.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you do have it, you can go and get more courses on that. So what stood out to me in that, I know you got something, Bob Kettle did not be petty. He was very professional. He was very direct, and he answered those questions. And the one thing that stood out that I did not think about Detective Pritchard and the fact that this gentleman probably does feel alone. He said he needed to take a mental health break on that email, and I never thought about the fact that, man, is anybody else going to step up publicly?
Because yes, exactly. He's now becoming, because there's no more chief, so he's becoming the fall guy when it's like, wait a minute, that directive came from someone else, not Detective Pritchard.
And they've been denying it.
Yes, exactly. The other thing, though, is when I said I just don't remember this much tension between the mayor's office and the city council so early in a mayor's tenure. And he didn't back down, and he basically said, it was really disrespectful how the mayor essentially overlooked all the work that the council had done on the camera issue and has basically made a decision based on a lot of chatter versus the work that they had already done on this very issue to make sure that the privacy concerns were addressed and also public safety was addressed. And I will just say, my prediction is that we see Bob Kettle in the future running for mayor.
Oh,
okay, that's early.
No,
that's early. But I just look at someone like that, I'm like, okay.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I will say this before we get to agree to disagree. There's something, I've said this before, Ursula, on our show, and I'll say it again. I have underestimated in the past our listeners and what they hear. And one thing about them, they'll call it, they don't have, they'll just say, hey, that person sounds this or this. The text line is blowing up about what they thought about Bob Kettle, is that dude is a straight shooter.
Yes.
Straight shooter. He's about cameras. He's about public safety. And it's one of those that if you don't like that taste of soda, when you open up, if you don't like Dr. Pepper, you don't get Dr. Pepper. When you open up a can of Bob Kettle, you know you're going to get a taste of Bob Kettle.
Yeah, and when he said he was constantly tweaking, Tyson from the 808, that's not what he meant. He meant he's constantly tweaking, like he's understanding that he needs to adjust. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know everything, so he's listening and learning.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
I do too. All right.
Okay.
Agree to disagree. Brought to you by Guard Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
All right. I know Seahawks fever is starting to build and build and build. Obviously, Gee, you've been out there at training camp. We were talking about the reset earlier as well. But why not relive one of the best seasons in Seahawks memory? The 2025 season, of course. One day only, this Friday. Super Bowl champions, the 2025 Seattle Seahawks documentary is going to be in theaters. If you want showtimes in your area, check out your local Regal or Regal's website for the details. In case you're curious, NFL Films put this together. Same people doing Hard Knocks if you've been liking Hard Knocks. So, Gee, I wanted to open this up for you.
Yeah.
Should movie theaters do more with sports? Could you imagine maybe a nice Sunday, 10 o'clock, you roll in, it's an East Coast game, and you're watching the Hawks in the theater?
Absolutely, and here's why. Ursula, here's things I've never done in my life.
Uh-huh.
I've never watched a football game and had movie popcorn at the same time.
Oh.
Can you imagine? Oh, that good movie popcorn at the same time? Yes, I think they need to do that. What do you think, Ursula?
If they did that, I'm probably not going to be in the audience, let's be honest. However, any way you can get people into theaters again, I don't want theaters to go the way of the dinosaur. So if you can get people in, I liked it. For example, one of the last times I was in a theater was the Taylor Swift documentary.
Yeah.
And it was like feeling like I was part of a concert experience,
right,
or several of her concerts. Mm-hmm. And so if you could kind of make it like that, I could see where it would be Like Hard Knocks on the big screen.
I got one for you. I don't want theaters to go away either. You know what I want? I want them to make better movies. And guess what? This Friday, I'm going to Gig Harbor at the IMAX, and I'm going to see The Odyssey because I heard it's a good movie.
2 thumbs up from me.
And next, I want to go see Spider-Man. Why? Because I heard it's a good movie. Like, this ain't rocket science. I say this all the time. Make good movies, and people will go. What are we talking about? If you don't make good movies, we wait till Netflix.
I think theaters can do all sorts of creative, cool things. You mentioned the Taylor Swift, these concert experiences that they bring. I think the movie theater, the next version of it's going to be, let's see these cool events on big screen. So why not bring your Seahawks watch party to go watch a playoff game where you're in the theater? You know, because it's not a theater where everyone's going to be like, put your phone away or something. It'll be a complete, I'm sure even this documentary itself will be a different experience, hooting and hollering there when you're watching the Hawks host the Lombardi there.
Well, 206 texted in and said there are already movie theaters showing sports across the area. Independent small theaters are doing awesome business that way.
Well, you didn't tell us. Tell us next time. Hey, Nick, have you seen Odyssey of Spider-Man yet?
No, my dad saw Odyssey. He really liked it. He said it's a pretty loud movie, though, but that's one of those flicks, lately that it'd be worth going to see at the theater.
Oh, yeah, I got to go see it.
You got to see it.
And IMAX, too.
Yeah, you're seeing the real deal. I only saw the 70 millimeter, but I loved. If you like Christopher Nolan movies, there's no way you're not gonna like.
What's that? What's that called? Instellar?
Inception. Yeah, I think
Interstellar.
He also did Interstellar. Yep.
Is that good?
I
haven't seen it, but I know isn't Matt Damon in it?
Yeah, a lot of good reviews. I mean,
so he loves Matt Damon, huh?
Oh yeah. Dark Knight too, by the way.
All
If don't forget Christopher Nolan. Dark Knight.
Yeah. Hey, coming up next. Hard Knocks, Ursula. We talking about that? Or you want to do text message? Which one?
Well, we'll do a little bit of both.
All right, next, Gee Ursula.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250, micro. And yes, I told you so.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Heartburn. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing is worse than heartburn after a long day. When you're finally off the clock, dinner's done, feet kicked up, kids asleep, and boom, Heartburn tries to steal the moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. The effervescent tablets start neutralizing acid in seconds, so you can sit back, relax, and unwind from your day. Next time heartburn hits,
Quick, Alka-Seltzer.
use as directed.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
This is it. These are the nights. The ones where you laugh until you can't anymore. And smile until your head hits the pillow. Where everything feels just right. Because it is. Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Must be 21 and over. Please gamble responsibly.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
August is Kerastan month at Carpet Liquidators. Purchase beautiful Kerastan carpet and get free installation. From carpet to flooring, we've got you covered at Carpet Liquidators.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Oh, yeah, it is the Gee and Ursula Show. And you know what? It's been a show. Ursula, if I had to give a recommendation from this show, I would say our show, we need more guests. We need to be interviewing.
On the days we have 3 interviews, first of all,
yeah, but I think
the show goes fast, but I think it helps all of us learn more.
Exactly. And I mean, learning from, we had Juan Cotto on from Bloodworks Northwest.
Yes.
Learned a lot about that. By the way, I also learned that some of you all signed up to go and
we're going to
donate
share
blood.
some of those text messages that we got. Yes. Yes, for sure. Okay, well, do you want to talk a little bit about Hard Knocks, or do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. Go watch it. It's really good. Episode 2 was great. Nick, have you had a chance to watch any of the episodes at all yet?
I haven't had time, no.
Okay.
I usually like to binge watch those kinds of things.
That's
my husband has watched So it's 2 so far, right?
Yeah, it's 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are your big takeaways from, like, is Seattle being portrayed as an incredible team or anything special?
The thing is that when you're running for office and you're doing things, you can fake that. You can't fake what you're seeing with those cameras. You can't, the coach isn't saying one thing, the general manager isn't saying the other. So while they are showing the Space Needle and they're showing the views and the setting, they're showing the people inside of that building, and you can see just a huge consistency that is happening. I would say, in my opinion, you know me, I have an unpopular opinion. You guys don't agree with me. But let's see. The worst part of the show for me yesterday was the Marshawn Lynch part.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to watch.
You guys watch it for yourself.
Okay,
if you saw it, did you like the Marshawn Lynch part? If you didn't see it, tell me what you think tomorrow, because that was my least favorite part. I thought everything was crystal except that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, a lot of people weighed in on our text line today. Bite of Seattle fallout. Gary says, no public briefing. There was one clear word or phrase that stood out in that non-answer, and it was on site. And then Brent in Puyallup just summed it up. The mayor needs to be recalled. And then when it comes to donating blood, I just want to say, someone said, thanks for having Bloodworks Northwest on the show. A friend told me that she signed up to give this morning, and I thought, oh, cool, and moved on until I heard your segment. Now I'm heading to my mobile clinic appointment.
Come on now.
As we speak.
Come on.
I know, that was really cool. And then Adam in Ballard said, I donated because I heard about the last Code Red on KIRO News Radio.
Oh.
Our show.
Okay. All right, Ursula. It's time for your good old words to live by. What you got?
Well, because of our guest, Councilmember Bob Kettle, and you were talking about the best kind of leadership training is the military. I was thinking about leadership quotes, and I love this one. Leadership begins with self-discipline. You cannot lead others if you can't lead yourself. Keep it simple.
You could have held on to that words to live by. That's a rough one, considering what we've been talking about lately. You know what I'm saying? But it's true, though.
No, it's true.
How you gonna lead other people?
You can't lead yourself. Yep.
But I tell you what, it's been some week. Like, I don't know how long the last time we had a summary of our show. And the people been, where have you been? We need it. Nick, what do you got
wondering?
for us?
Okay, well, there's a lot of secret spots in town we barely knew, with some more known than the others now as visitors come through, but there's still plenty of area to find your private peace, either at the Ballard Locks or Gasworks Park without a lease. And feel more than free to bring your snacks like cookies on the trip. Just be sure if our friend Juan Cotto is there, it's chocolate chip. I don't know if you'll be getting those cookies in the movie theater, though, for a game or concert, but at least you know what kind to bring for the guy.
Oh.
Look at that. He literally touched on almost all of our topics today.
Man, that's what he does. That's what he does.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, Nick.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's the thing about Nick. You trained him he was very good while you were gone.
Yeah, I heard good things about Nick. Yeah, he
absolutely.
did a great job.
Yeah.
The other Nick, yeah.
All right, Ursula. Any guests tomorrow?
Well, you're not going to be here. So Angela Poe Russell's going to join us.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
There we go. Angela Poe Russell's on the show.
Actually, we do have. No, we have a guest on Friday. Okay, but I'm sure we'll have all sorts of good stuff for you.
All right. Thank you, Ursula.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Paul, what you got going on the rest of the day?
This was a callback to earlier in the show. My top 3 pizza places, at least right now: Delancey, Moto Pizza, and Dantini Pizza. Those are my 3.
You know, I've never had Moto. I keep hearing that Moto's good.
Moto's good. They also got this was a while ago. I hope they're still doing it, but they had a great dinner or lunch special. You got a 4-square their pie, which is plenty for 2, and 2 drinks for like $20.
People love the Moto at the ballpark.
And they're always the line's always big at T-Mobile Park.
I'm gonna go pull up at I think it's Fondy's Pizza.
Yeah, the text line was blowing
Gig
up
Harbor.
about
I'm going to
that one.
Fondy's on Friday. All right, gotta go. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you. Jake and Spike show coming in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat is.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
It's Olympic Hot Tub's 49th birthday, and you get the gifts. Big savings on saltwater hot spring spas, plus free Bluetooth music and interest-free financing for 3 years. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Hey, Dad, have you heard the news from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services?
No, I haven't.
Eggs have climbed higher than ever on the new food pyramid, and that's great news for anyone who loves starting the day strong.
Well, at Wilcox Family Farms, we make it easy with our ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs. They're a delicious, protein-packed snack you can grab on the go, now ranked higher than ever.
Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the